passing and ball handling, driving and finishing, point guard, shooting guard build. I call this the King of the Park mixtape madness MyPlayer. You get the ankle breaker Hall of Fame with the point guard or the shooting guard, which means you could break ankles and get posters. Nearly max ball handling, which means this guy's gonna be speed boosting. I'd say you could be slick and go with a 6'8" shooting guard to get that point forward type build. Don't make a mistake and make this build with the small forward, because he will not get that Hall of Fame ankle breaker badge. Yeah, you know who it is. You know who it is. If you don't, it's your boy Shade. So what up 2K fans, shout out to the Shake Squad, Naughty Gang stand up. Just so you know, I decided to be slick. I went ahead and went with that playmaking slasher. I said it in the video way before the game came out. That's one of the builds I'm gonna test out. After testing all 5 of my top 5 builds, I mean, one of my top 5 builds is the most used build on the park, the shot creating playmaker. That was #1 on my list, and everybody has that guy. So I figured if I'm gonna be surrounded by a bunch of shooters on my squad, maybe some big men, it would only be fitting for me to return to my ankle bully ways and go back to my playmaking style, but also the ability to equip both the playmaker and the slasher, so I get a little bit of both of what I gave you guys last year on the park. So taking a look at this build, we went with a 6'8" shooting guard. He's a playmaker, so he can handle the ball pretty well. At 6'8", he can play pretty much 4 positions. If you want to make this build, do not make him as a small forward. I did it already, and for some reason, just like I said in the video before the game came out, his ball handling is just not high enough, so he won't be that quick off the dribble. Do not be deceived by these attribute caps. My man is raining mid-range. I'm getting green releases on mid-range shots. I'm even nailing some 3-point shots, especially in the Pro-Am. I think if you really just know your jump shot and your attributes are pretty good, you're gonna start hitting the shots that you want to hit. Maybe not heavily defended, but you get what I'm saying. So yesterday I did take the day off from making videos, so I can really get time to experiment with these 5 builds and really determine which 2 I plan on going through this grind with. One on the PS4, the other on the Xbox. I figured I'd go with this point forward on the PlayStation 4, mainly because I have a lot of friends over here and I want to be able to make myself useful in every formal fashion in the Pro-Am game. So we made him 6'8", and yes, he can momentum dribble, and he will take ankles with the right badges. Maxed out the wingspan so he gets more rebounds. He's got a great vert because he's a driving and finisher player. Personally, I like him to be kind of fast, so at about 222 pounds, he's pretty quick. He does get bumped by some smaller players at times. I know if you're bigger, you can just bowl right through him and go right to the rim. But with his handles, you can get him leaning to the side just a little bit. You'll definitely get by your defender. So this is it, my slashing playmaker. Don't get confused. I don't know why 2K decided to flip it. Every time you make a player, it's like flipped on the card when you go to the park. This is a playmaker slasher, primary dribbling, secondary dunking. With high layups, expect to see some acrobatic finishes. He does get the posterizer badge, and at 6'8", man, he can definitely be a problem, breaking ankles, going to the rack, and dunking on people. So as I said before, this is definitely the perfect build for me. Here's a clip of me playing 1v1, which nobody plays. Nobody goes to the King of the Court, and it's mainly because everybody's on that grind and you don't get nothing for it. I wish 2K would have put that in the game where you get a little something for these 1v1 games. It would have been a fast way to play the game. They could easily balance it, but you don't get anything for it, so nobody plays it. If you see me in the neighborhood, man, hit me up. I'll try to invite some people. I'm always trying to get a quick 1v1 game in just to warm up. This guy actually had me on the ropes. I didn't know what his archetype was. He damn sure didn't know what mine was either, so had to finish him off. So before I end this video, I want to show you guys some park footage. I just made this character yesterday, and so he's very raw. I think I've only got a few games of Pro-Am in me, but you can see right here the potential in this player because he's a slasher, the kind of dunks he can get, the handles. Look at my man Style switching it up on him. Now, there's so many things that he can do. If he crosses you, he can definitely go to the rim. And I discussed this already during the prelude. I actually made this player. He was the ball-headed dude. And obviously not the best looking, you know, face scan or creation that I made. But I don't know. What you guys think about my new face scan? I think this new face scan is pretty good. A lot of people are telling me that it's spot on. Wifey ain't saying that, but I think it's the best 2K can do. Even at a distance, people are telling me that it looks pretty good. But look at these handles. I'm really pretty satisfied with this build. You guys know what I like to do. I like to give you guys them fire gameplays, them live footage gameplays on the park. And we just want to cross people up and go to the rack and dunk on them. And so I'm having a lot of fun with this build out the gate. And I'm probably going to be discussing some new moves with this character too. I can showcase all kinds of new dribble tactics, different types of abilities with this particular player.
Yeah,
right here he can spin to the rack because he's a slasher. And don't sleep on that mid-range. People be thinking he can't shoot. Are you kidding me? I'm using that Derrick Rose release, which I've kind of mastered, so I can get them green releases. So anyway, let me know what you guys think of this build in the comment section. As always, smack that like button. Subscribe if you're new to my channel, and I promise to be back with some more fire for you guys later.
Okay, so DJ, you're on social media a lot, which is great, but now you don't just represent yourself, you represent the team.
You should consider getting a second phone for your agent, manager, official team social media.
Get that bat phone.
Yeah.
Alright guys, I'll think about it, but I got a game to focus on, okay?
Hey, you know that, right? At least on that part.
Bro, 2 phone bills?
Oh, you act like you can't afford it.
What, you think I'm Shaq?